breakfast, Jesus said to Simon Peter, "Simon, son of John, do you love me more than these?" "Yes, Master, you know I love you." Jesus said, "I'll feed my lambs." Then Jesus asked a second time, "Simon, son of John, do you love me?" "Yes, Master, you know I love you." Jesus said, "Feed my sheep," or shepherd my sheep. Then Jesus said a third time, "Simon, son of John, do you love me?" Peter was getting a bit upset, and he asked a third time. Once, twice, okay, three, come on, you're getting a little out of the way. "Do you love me?" So he answered, "Master, you know everything there is to know. You know that I love you." Obviously, he was frustrated. I'm trying to get that out. Jesus said, "I'll feed my sheep. I'm telling you with the very truth now. When you were young, you dressed yourself and went everywhere you wished. But when you get old, you'll have to stretch out your hands while someone else dresses you and takes you where you don't want to go." He said this to hint at the kind of death at which Peter would glorify God. And then he commanded, "Follow me." Peter, turning his head, noticed the disciple Jesus loved right behind him. So Peter noticed him and said, "Jesus, what about him? What's going to happen to him?" Jesus said, "If I want him to live until I come again, what's that to you? You follow me." This is how the rumor got out among the brothers that this disciple wouldn't die. But that is not what Jesus said. He just said, "If I want him to live till I come again, what's that to you?" How many of us, and there's a whole bunch of different passages, and I'm going to read, because I was sitting here and I was trying to figure out, I don't know if this one's really capturing what I want to say. So I'm sitting here, there we go. Luke 12, just to help you out a little bit. All right, Jesus told them the story. The farmer of a certain rich man produced a terrific crop. He talked to himself, "What can I do? My barn isn't big enough for this harvest." Then he said, "Here's what I'll do. I'll tear down my barns, build bigger ones, and then I'll have all of my grain gathered in goods, and I'll say to myself, 'Self, you've done well. You've got it made, now you can retire. Take it easy and have the time of your life.'" Just then God showed up and said, "Fool, tonight you die, and your barn full of goods, who gets it?" That's what happens when you fill your barn with self and not with God. When you fill your barn with self and not with God. I thought that one kind of hit a little bit better. It's amazing. You ever all carry Bibles with you? I do all the time. I pull it up almost daily. It's amazing. We read Corinthians 12, and I like the last part of Corinthians 12. Did you actually catch those last phrases? The last verse of 12 says, "But now I want to lay out a far better way for you." Because part of 12 said, remember, there were many things you could do in church. Not everybody's going to play the same role as everyone else. And they list a whole bunch of things. Remember? Apostles, prophets, teachers, miracle workers, and next to miracle roles I put computer and website nerds, healers, helpers, organizers. See, they didn't have computers back then. But I add that to the list. Because there's those people that do that. It's a special gift. We have cooks at this church. It's amazing what it all takes to have a General Spirit Christian church. We're not all the same bit and piece. We all do different things. John has blessed us with the ability to organize, and he has a heart for the homeless and helps us organize all those hygiene kits. Wow. That's not a minor task. But he's there to help us out. We all have different things we do. Billy brings tables, keeps the tablecloths clean, brings always brings food every week. So if we don't have anything else, we know we have at least something. And we have coffee and hot water, hot chocolate. It's just amazing, all the parts that go together to make this church work. I almost played Carly Simon's You're So Vain, but then I was reading it over, as a special music, but I thought, well, no, it doesn't, some of the words aren't quite fitting, but the phrase that does is, you're so vain. I bet you think this song's about you. We had people coming and going for the 18 years of this church. And the most times they go because we don't recognize people. We don't sit there and stand up here like I just did and point, hey, you know who's doing that? You know who's doing that? Rhonda's been helping with the kid ministry. She keeps helping all the kids either color or have something. Paul, of course, preaches. I just stand up here occasionally and preach too, but I'm in the background trying to help out. Lance, right there with a camera, taking it every week after week, making sure it gets posted. There's so much that goes on. Music, yes. We have someone that's been volunteering. We're here. They've been recording it into memory on this nice thing, so we have live music. Either that or someone has an iPod player or a computer or something. We have speakers. We always have music, even though we're out in the middle of nowhere in a park. But do you want to be recognized for that? Do you deserve it? Do you want that pat on the back? That's not what he said. 1 Corinthians, it says, but I also want you to think about how this keeps your significance from getting blown up into self-importance. Because the minute you ask for that pat on the back, you become self-important. You ask to be recognized. And I've known this for 2 weeks that I was preaching this, and so this week, the 18th, was Martin Luther King was off. And in my work, one of the bosses said, organize a event for group. We do group team building events. So I organized a team building event. We went to Picasso's Corner, which is a BYOB, a bring your own bottle, and paint. We had a 2-hour painting session. And here I am, I'm organizing it. I got there a half hour early, set everything up. Everybody came in, they had food, they had drink, they had anything they wanted, they had the paints were all ready to go, they all learned how to paint something, they had a blast talking and having fun. We turned the poor paint guy instructor red one time. It's always good for him. You never know where conversations are going to go, but he turned red and I was like, you're paint red. And then afterwards, we got a group picture. It's on my Facebook page. I put a link to my Hartman Umbrella 2016. That's my firm. You're like, oh, fantastic. And then everybody walked out and left, and there was all the food and everything had to be taken care of. And there I was, like, son of a... I can't believe every one of them left here. Do they even know what went into this? No. Will I get recognized? No. It's not fair. But there I was, self-important. Kick myself in the butt. Dummy, you're not supposed to be that way. But you know, it was one of the best events we had at work. Everybody thoroughly enjoyed it, and they have no idea what went into having it. And that's the way it should be. When it comes to ministry, it doesn't matter what all goes into it. 1 Corinthians 13 is after that 12, and then love. Love unconditionally. Don't expect returns. It's not about self-importance. Because no part can do it on its own. I love the part where it says, if you had a choice, would you prefer a good digestive system or full-bodied hair? Do you want something everybody can recognize and say, hey, look, wow, something like a good digestive tract. That's much better, isn't it? So, when you think about it, it isn't about turning and saying, hey, what about them, when you're pointed out or told something you don't want to deal with. It's not about, hey, what about me? It's not about self-importance when it comes to church. And we here try to do a lot. And we need support from all of you. Sometimes it's financial, which fantastic, we need it. We need $1,100 a month. Don't quite get it every month, but that's what we need to meet the basic bills. Pastor's salary and an office. That's not even asking for insurance. Just let's get those done. That's not much. Think about it. Can you live off of less than $1,100 a month and not be on the street? We have a ministry. We've been trying to do 500 hygiene kits a time. And we've almost depleted everything we have. Every time I go to a hotel, which I just did over Christmas, I made sure I grabbed everything and brought it back to here. I don't use any of that stuff. I just bring it all back. My brother, knowing that, made sure he gathered up a bunch of stuff and gives it to me every time he sees me. He says, yeah, I've been to hotels lately. Here, have a bag full. Because at least it's samples, it's free. Hey, we can get them. John said Kroger, we get letters from the church. We can go and get donations. We all need, if you feel this is a ministry we need to do, take part. It's not one person, remember, it's a group. It's a whole body taking part, doing what you can. And if today it means counting inventory so we know what we have, then let's count. It's not easy not being recognized. It's not easy not getting the pat on the back. But it's not that we should be recognizing. It's the ministries that we do. It's the hearts that we touch. It's the love we expound. We're nothing more than the love we can share. Isn't that what the song was saying? Nothing more. We're war, we are love. Pick which one do you want to be. So I challenge you. To step up. If you're not helping in some way, start helping. Find your niche. We'll be happy to get you a niche. We'll give you a sample. Hey, you want to try this? That doesn't work. That's fine. We don't really care. We'll be happy to help you find your gift. Long, long ago when I was in high school, I was told I had a gift of being able to instruct. And once a month, Paul lets me share my gift with you. And I stand up here. And I thoroughly enjoy it. And I thank you all for allowing me to use my gift.